Hello and welcome. I'm your host Elizibar, and we got Robin number 10 here. Now, this came out like a month ago, and the reason I'm reviewing it is I got issue 11 this past week, right? And I want to read it, but before I could read issue 11, I got to read issue 10. And I was just going to kind of read it and not talk about it, but I ended up actually really enjoying it when I read it. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to talk about it a little bit. There's some fun stuff in here. So we kind of open up into what looks like the past, where Damian Wayne is in some old ancient city, 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old, who knows how long ago. And there's an old lady, and you can kind of guess where this is going by the title, Mother of the Demon. And she's here, she's sick, she's praying to this idol, talking to the kid about the demon and her book and all that kind of stuff. It's a great setup, and I think that this two-page spread here is a really good setup for the story. We get a ton of info here delivered to us as part of a conversation. So this isn't like we're just being told these things. We're being told these things, and Damian is reacting to them. You can see his facial expression, which he tries to keep it very neutral, right? And then here we do that thing where she says something, and then we get a voice from off panel. That voice from off panel turns out to be Ra's al Ghul, and from here we just catalyze right into a whole bunch of story, a whole bunch of plot stuff. We see how Ra's founded the League of Assassins and the League of Shadows and all that kind of great stuff. We see how things kind of broke down between him and his mother. So there's a lot of info being dumped here, but it's somebody relating the story to somebody else in an attempt to influence them. So it's not just boring narration. There's actually a story being told. Somebody starts reacting to it, and it goes somewhere. I was just watching Cody Fernandez talk about Jack Irons, and he happened to mention Jack Irons 2, which, if you remember my review for that, I compared to an RPG source book. We got dumped a lot of info, but that info was dumped in a very dry, textual kind of way. It didn't come with a whole lot of active activity. It didn't come with a whole lot of life, a whole lot of vive. This, on the other hand, it comes with a whole lot of life. Let me go back to some of these pages. I mean, here's Ra's resurrecting his mother. We're getting the story or the backstory given to us in the form of actual narration, of actual story. And it works really well. This is pretty darn good. I didn't expect it to be. If I am totally honest, and I am looking for a particular panel here. There it is. If I'm totally honest, I went into this expecting it to be kind of a dry thing. Why are we kicking off to the past or whatever? Is this going to be a 3-issue arc of Damian in the past or something? And I was very surprised with how it turned out, because Damian fights back against the story being told to him. He fights back against the narrator, which, if you look at it from a meta story position, is kind of brilliant. That's playing with storytelling concepts in a way that, oh shoot, what was that book called? There was a Fearful Interlude, but that's the sequel to the original miniseries, and I'm totally blanking out. But anyway, there was another story that came out. I guess it was 2 years ago, maybe 3, where the main character was an author, and he was he usurped the power of being the world's greatest writer, and went to fight the world's greatest evil and that kind of stuff. It was all very meta contextual. It was a story about stories, if that makes sense, and how stories influence the world. Man, I would like to read more of that. I can't remember the name of it right now. I apologize for that. But Damian fighting back is kind of that similar idea in the story as the other one. Anyway, I thought it was all very clever, and it ends on a great actiony note. Stuff happens. It's pretty good. If I had to give this a rating out of 10 or something, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Very satisfying. Would just pick this up and read it again sometime. Granted, I think, really that would be would pick up and read all the first 10 issues of Robin, no problem, anytime, because this whole miniseries or series or whatever this is has been a treat so far, and this issue continues to pleasantly surprise me. We're going to do a review of Robin number 11 for my next comic book review. I haven't read the book yet, so I don't know how it's going to stand up, but I got so hyped about this one, I just had to tell you about it. You all take care of yourselves. You have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. Hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.